All right. So this is 18th of October, Saturday. Can be just doing for you guys little bit of a review on the market, discuss few things also on what happened uh, last week. Talk a little bit about the drop that we got in the market, and yeah, clear few other things on what exactly to expect next week. I'm gonna be doing also peer review by tomorrow. Uh, we'll see how exactly the price is gonna close today and early into tomorrow, how exactly we're gonna open, so we can see uh, what we are dealing with. First of all, I want really to clear a few things about like all the kind of shenanigans that it happened last Friday and the drop that we got from here. Before doing that, anything that I'm talking about is not really a financial advice. It's just the way how exactly I'm reviewing things. And you might agree on it, you might not agree on it, do your own research. And if you want not to get tricked, then don't follow what exactly I'm talking about. So, first of all, I want just really like, let's say, to talk about this move to the downside. Um, is it something you could predict? Is it something you could just like analyze it on a high time frame? Um, I would say yes, for sure. You could do that. You don't have really to be a genius to do it. You need to factor any kind of drops in the market, any kind of moves to the upper side. The only thing that usually people they are doing it that unfortunately they are not like I would say they are extremely bullish or extremely bearish. You don't have something in the middle, you know. And the only thing that it should keep you protected is just to understand how exactly the market is moving. And how the market is moving, it's not really complicated. If you're going to go on a high time frame, you will see in any asset that it will always go up and down, down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up. It's just it moves in this way, you know. So it's not really something strange. Now the problem that you're gonna have it or you're gonna face it if you really don't factor these kind of things and if you are way over leveraged. Now, could you predict it? Yes. Could you factor it? It's a must. You should factor it. The speed of it, that's a total different story. That's a total different story. Another thing also that I want to highlight, especially that everyone's just like started talking about someone that he started shorting before Trump started speaking and all these kind of things. Well, if as an example he shorted here or he shorted here, the short that pretty much we got into it, it was somewhere at around these levels, which is 1 or 2 days before that. Uh, because this is where exactly the weakness started. This is, I would say, like it was definitely a weakness if you're gonna take it also from a weekly direction. But by the end, you want, like, let's say, to live into that kind of conspiracy theory, then it's up to you. You want to move on and you want just like, to focus on literally trading the market in a good way that it's going to keep you protected. Try to get an exposure to the market. Try to catch part of the move and don't focus on the whole move. Then in that time, things should be fine, I would say. The other things, which is it's always been the case, I'm going to be just like restarting trading with you while talking about something. Um, Something that a lot of people that unfortunately they are doing that they are way overexposed to spot bags on altcoins and still living on the idea or on the hope. I would say that you're going to be getting an altcoin season and all these kind of things. Well, you got decent moves in alts before. Not all of them they are moving. I think the market is moving in a direction of some kind of cleansing, uh, in a way or another for altcoins. So good altcoins they're gonna stay. maybe they're gonna see a move, maybe they're not gonna see a move. We'll see how exactly things it's gonna move in the coming few days. But just don't be overexposed to any kind of an asset. That's really my advice to all of you guys. Don't be overexposed to a lot of assets. You need to diversify. You need to trade different assets. You need to uh, if an asset that, as an example, it's not moving in your favor, just maybe cut the trade. And especially for the people that they are trading on leverage. Look, trading on leverage, it's positive and it's negative. It's positive if you know what exactly you are doing. It's negative if you are getting, like, let's say, too much leverage and you are just risking everything. That's where exactly the problem is going to be. Um, I would say, from an experience, because I don't trade on spot, I don't hold spot. Maybe my exposure on spot when it's coming to crypto, it's always about like BTC, ETH, could be, some kind of main assets. BNB, I would say. I got into Uniswap before, MKR. Some of them did really well, some of them lost money, but my exposure on spot, it's too limited, I would say, if I'm talking about altcoins. Now, uh, just give me a second, please. I'm sorry for that. I need just to check what's happening with TradingView because it's lagging. So just give me a second, please. All right, amazing, amazing. I think all is good for now. So going back to the chart, that's something that just like I wanted really to start talking about it, to highlight it for you. Um, I think the market is really tradable, uh, as long as you are trading longs and shorts. If you are taking one bias, then this is where exactly the problem is going to start. And again, you can go back, like, let's say, on X, and you can check few of the things that I was talking about it, when it's coming, like, let's say, to BTC, when it's coming to Nasdaq, when it's coming to, I would say, when it's coming to gold. It's not like, I'm too good in projecting things, not by any chance. And it's not really important when we are projecting things. And as an example, we are not trading it. I know all of you started just getting too impressed with this, and it's just like, it's played really well. Well, if you didn't trade it, then really it's not something that you would be too impressed with it. That's the first part. The second part, it's going to be that something like, let's say, when it's coming to Nasdaq, something that I was talking about it, which also it was in August, by the way, where I was looking mainly for the price to show some kind of a weaknesses around the 25,200, maybe 26,200, somewhere at around these levels. Then we're going to start looking for a pullback. Another thing where I spoke many times about gold, like, let's say, reaching these targets, and I've been talking about gold for quite too long. Again, it's not really important if you're not gonna trade it. If you are trading it, then it's absolutely fine. And there is a lot of discussions that it's happening now on gold, where a lot of people, they are talking about, like, gold crashed, gold crashed, gold crashed. Well, if gold dropped few pips to the downside, it doesn't mean that it crashed. That's number one. And the second thing, you really need to pay attention to where gold is and what it's been happening for literally 8, 9 weeks, that it's moving just to the upper side. So it's absolutely normal to give you some kind of pullbacks. Now, to talk about, like, gold topped just because of few percentage that gold dropped it on a Friday, that's, to be honest, it's nonsense. That's all that I can say. Uh, you don't really just Friday usually when you get like let's say some kind of a pullbacks, that's a normal thing for smart people to do because they do take profit. If I'm longing, if early from the week and then I reach Friday, I need just to bank some profit. So usually you get these kind of drops. Anyhow, my point here that like let's say to talk about like a top just because of a few candles on a 4 hours time frame or on a 1 hour time frame or how exactly actually the daily closed, well that's not like a topping candle. Let's talk about it that it topped, but again that's up to anyone that is going to be discuss like talking about it and just like putting some opinion and then gold top then alt season it's just next. That's not how it works. There are a lot of things that you can go and you can check, like let's say really solid people when they are talking about macros and they can walk you through usually how exactly things are happening and the drops that you are getting it before the Fed pivot and before they start injecting money in the markets. They can they can explain it to you 10 times better than me. For me, I'm not like let's say a person that is trading macros. I do trade the chart. I do have my own ways of how exactly I do trade things. I do walk you through a quarterly plan, a monthly plan, and then after that a weekly plan. So we try really to adjust things accordingly every week so we don't get caught off guard. If I'm gonna start as an example by Nasdaq, and to go back, like let's say to the plan and to look at where exactly things reached. Uh, well, I traded Nasdaq. I would say better than trading BTC. Uh, I'll show you also on BTC where exactly we messed up, where exactly we didn't trade. Just allow me a second because I really don't know what's happening with Trading View. Um, so Nasdaq, it played like the way how exactly I was projecting it with the pullback from here, move all the way to the 25 200. I shorted actually Nasdaq from around these highs. It gave the pullback recovery. That's the normal thing you get it in Nasdaq. Could we just like see a little bit of a move to the upper side, or could we just like retrace from here? We'll see what exactly Monday is gonna bring us and we're gonna align things accordingly. Tomorrow, I will be able to give you a better projections all over on the market. Just the moment that we are getting closer from the weekly candle, I can give you some kind of projections here, but I would really like to just put the whole projections in a good way so you can stay focused on the trades that you can trade it. And going back to Bitcoin, especially that we already put the plan and it played, I would say, in a very, I'd say 80% from what exactly we projected. So for now, we're sitting at the 106. We came at somewhere at around the 100K. Now, full disclosure, we played BTC in a very beautiful way, starting from the 75 all the way to the upper side. We got also a nice move from here to here. We missed up fully on this drop to the downside. Just for you to know, guys, when I'm talking about like we messed up means that we messed up. I kept trying to long BTC multiple trades at the 107, 117, I think, 116, something like this. We get the move to the upper side. Then this drop, all of it, it just like was something that I was surprised with it on how exactly it happened. I was expecting this kind of price action here, but this was too fast. It is what it is. Sometimes you are getting things, and yeah, that's how exactly it goes. Of what I care about is where exactly we are standing now on BTC. So these kind of lines, just for you to understand where exactly we are sitting in regards to the yearly, the quarterly, and the monthly. So to walk you through things, you're gonna find that the dark blue, it's something more on a yearly pivot level. This turquoise color, you're gonna find it that it's more on a quarterly. The beige color, it's on a monthly. To explain it to you in a better way, as for now, BTC, we are trading under previous year high. Under previous year high, I wouldn't be looking at things, just like, in a very bearish way and, everything is just gonna start crashing and all these kind of things. Not really, not required, but it opens, I would say, the path to see lower levels. Does it mean that it has to happen now? Does it mean that it's a must to happen? Not really, but we need to take these pivot levels in a very serious way. as for now, this is where exactly we are sitting. So we are above the quarterly, we are under the yearly. The yearly, it has a heavier weight, I would say, but the yearly means that you need really to close monthly candles under it. You need to close quarterly candles under it. We are too far away from that. At least for the monthly, we still have another 12 days to deal with it. Now, yeah, cool. We are holding above the quarterly. We filled this week. Something I'm gonna also talk about it, and I'm gonna put it for you. You can do your own research on these kind of things. There is a huge difference between a liquidation candle and a liquidity graph. Liquidity graph means that if, as an example, you are moving on the way up and you came and you just like wick to the downside, it's not really required to fill the wick. It's not required to fill the wick. You might just like move to the upper side without filling the wick. If it's a liquidation candle, I would say the highest probability to come and to fill the wick. Could be half of it, could be all of it. I do focus on where exactly the price is. The price for now is really showing some kind of a weaknesses actually on a quarterly level because you lost the mid of the quarter, the previous quarter, and you are trading toward this level. Now, this level previously, when we started moving, like let's say on a quarterly level, just to show you something. So you actually swept this level um, with the candle that we got it as a liquidation candle. But my main problem here that we started trading under the border of the body of the candle. So still, as I said, it's too early to talk about it from a monthly direction. Yeah, we also lost, like, let's say, previous month low, which is not really nice. So you're gonna see that this will be a major resistance area. And the moment that we go above it, then we might start seeing a move to the upper side. But as long as we're not really coming above this level, which is pretty much it's the 108, 400, then you might just chill on any kind of a plays that you will be looking at it. We will see how like Friday, sorry, how Sunday it's gonna start. There could be a probability that you might see it that we might see a drop to the downside, come take these lows, maybe drop even a little bit lower and then to see the reclaim. It's very possible. Something else that also could happen, that the price might drop to the downside from here, a reclaim from here, fine, you know. So two probabilities that we might see it maybe on a sweep. I will be updating you on this one specifically. Also, I will be updating you on the free Discord. So you're gonna get the updates with the move that we might get it, like let's say by tomorrow as a direction, if it's gonna be to the upper side or the downside. And expect also, like, let's say mid of the week to get 1 or 2 videos to be short videos that I can post it to you on YouTube so it can keep you updated on what to expect. Now, in regards to this, I would say, yeah, this is a major problem that we do have it here. Actually, you got like, let's say a nice breaker to the downside uh, where you dropped with the price here. So it's gonna take a lot of effort to push the price to the upper side. 12 hours time frame started looking a little bit better. It's still a weekend, so you don't make like judgment on the price on what exactly it's happening over the weekend. So could we get like a move to the upper side like this into the weekly closing, reject, maybe move like this early into the week, then start seeing some kind of a recovery? Possible. Could we drop to the downside? Very possible. Now, if we're gonna drop to the downside, and that's what we care about, so we need to keep an eye on few levels to the downside. There is this level that you might keep an eye on it. I'll show you other confluences. And there is also this level, which is at somewhere at around the 96, 95K, something like this. Now, these levels, it's coming like mainly from how exactly we do plan usually uh, the quarterly or the monthly plays. I know it might look something like, let's say, you guys not gonna like it, or it's gonna be scary, or all these kind of things. Look, BTC is doing what exactly BTC is doing. You don't go up without going down. So it's a must for BTC to go down in order to go up. That's usually how BTC is moving, and you can see it all the time. Like she needs to go up, so she has to go down. Is this a top of the cycle? I'll be extremely honest with you. It's possible. In my opinion, I think that these are poor highs that at some stage we're gonna come and we're gonna take them out. I don't know when, but that's my opinion on this one. The second one, if this as an example, a local top, then just don't really worry about, like, let's say, things on what could happen, and just be patient till the price really it's gonna settle and it's gonna start showing you some kind of a reversals. I'm not calling for lower, by the way. I'm just saying that if in case this is a top, means that the price is gonna go lower. All I can say at these levels, don't be too bearish, don't be too bullish. There are a lot of levels that we left to the upper side that the price should come to it at some stage. I would say within within 2 to 3 weeks from now, we should see the price is gonna start trading toward the 116K. We will see from there what exactly could happen. If we're gonna start dropping to the downside, then still this level, it's gonna be a target that I would like really to trade toward it. I don't know from where. It depends on how we start the week. Uh, you might really get some kind of benefits on the free Discord that we do have it, because you guys have a free channel for an educational. You're gonna understand how exactly I'm trading usually. It's gonna help you to navigate how we do somehow set some kind of a trades on the weekly basis. And yeah, it's gonna be helpful for you at least um, to get some kind of an understanding on how the market usually starts every single week. So I wouldn't advise you really to commit to any kind of trades on BTC. Um, it's possible that BTC can keep holding above the 105, very possible, because of this drop that it happened, um, uh, I would say mid of Friday, toward London session. A lot of people at this stage, they're going to be looking at BTC that it's already dropped from a big range and it's going to start rolling down. So they went a little bit heavy in regards to the short here. Yeah, you do have a lot of shorts that they get trapped here, but at the same time, you want really to see the buyers stepping in. That's really what you want to see. So could this play by the end to be a deviation back into the range and you go to the upper side? Very possible. Could you spend a little bit of more time here and still get something like this? It's also possible. That's actually could be much better as a kind of a structure if you will be looking at it for some kind of a reversals. Then you will be, looking for some kind of a move that it comes all the way from the 105, 114, maybe could come to the 116 level. We will see how it's going to play out on display, as I said, on display specifically, that I'm gonna cover it to you in Discord. Maybe it's not gonna be, maybe it's gonna be before the live that usually I do it for the weekly review. This could be just like a small exposure that you might get it. Usually it's risky, and we are gonna keep the normal trades to be on Monday. That's usually how we do it. So any exposure over the weekend, it's gonna be a small exposure, and then the rest it's gonna go. Um, just starting from Monday on how exactly things it's gonna move from there. Um, Other things that it's looking, some things that it's looking good in the market, uh, which is, as an example, if I would be looking at Nasdaq on the recovery that we get it here. It was a nice recovery. Still, it doesn't mean anything because this was again a recovery that you got it into Friday. I don't like really to see Nasdaq just like going up into Friday usually. Um, could give us like some kind of a reddish Monday. Um, but still, I mean, it's just normal because for me, if Nasdaq is doing something, it's just moving in a 24 to 25.2. So above this, then you will be looking for more like, let's say, a move to the upper side, maybe 25.8, maybe 26.4. The best play that I would like really to see, like, let's say on Nasdaq, is just to come back to these lows, but maybe it's not going to happen now. Maybe we're going to move to the upper side and then we're going to come a little bit to lower levels. Same thing, by the way, that it's looking on the S&P. Still, it's looking fine. It's more of just like a range that we do have it also on the S&P. By the way, S&P and Nasdaq, they are just like for now moving really in a full alignment, I would say. Uh, I think it's something from trading view, unfortunately. But yeah, again, it's just like moving in full alignments with what exactly it's Nasdaq is doing. Um, I would say the S&P, it has a little bit of more weakness than Nasdaq, just a little bit. It's not really something major. Uh, because of the whole move that we get, like let's say from down there. So it is showing a little bit of a weakness. I would say if things really it's gonna go like you know like bearish, like maybe you would come like retrace to somewhere at around these levels on the S&P. Again, I'm not putting that like let's say as just something that it's just something be open for it. It's not really a must for it to happen. Uh, I'm not seeing things for now that anything that it can confirm for me that we are bearish or something that it's looking like that we are bullish. Like really nothing. The price that we got it last week, unfortunately, it's just like a weak price action. After the flush, we didn't really see anything except just like the price again coming and trading toward the imbalances that you left it here. Because with this candle, literally, you didn't have traders that they opened the trades here. And if someone told you that we long the 101 on leverage, blah, it didn't happen, just for you to know. So now we will see with this move that we got it here, what exactly it's gonna give us. V-shape recovery, it's on the table, but I'm gonna be extremely honest with you. If I would really like to see something in the coming few days, I would really like to see a proper base out on BTC. Means that this is what exactly you got on BTC in the last few days. So assuming that this is where the price reached, all right. And then you get this move to the upper side, and then you get a little bit, and then you started just coming back lower. I would like really to see BTC basing out, just moving up and down, holding, allowing just buyers to step in before I'm gonna start thinking about some kind of reversals. It's very possible that you might see, like, let's say a move to the upper side, could be with the news or whatever it is. Trump is going to say something positive. If any moves, it's going to come without basing out. Just be careful of these kind of moves. Still, it's very nice to trade it, but don't rely on it to be a swing trade. Means that just bank your profits. So at this stage, there are no signs for me to put myself in a swing trade. And when I'm talking about swing trades, guys, to clear it for you, it's the same way of how exactly shorting this, or the same way of how exactly longing this, or the same way of longing also this. That's what I'm talking about, swing trades. Something that you can rely on it on just like, a 15-20% move to the upper side. Could even be more, that's a way of how I'm trading, like let's say the swings. You're gonna tell me, did I hold the trade from here to here? No, I fully exited my trade at somewhere at around these levels for the long, and then after that we longed at somewhere at around here, catching this move to the upper side. The most important thing that you really need to do is just to trade with some kind of a nice plan, that you need to get a good exposure to the market, but your job will never be to catch a top or a bottom. Just the trade in both ways, and you should be doing absolutely fine. Something that I'm gonna cover it for you also tomorrow, it's gonna be oil, because for me, oil started approaching an area that it's a discounted zone. And when I'm talking about a discounted zone, yeah, definitely she can go lower as an asset. I mean, I'm fine with it. But for me, it's in a discounted zone. And if I will be looking at something on oil, I'll be looking for some kind of major reversals to happen in the coming few days, weeks, I would say. So it's one of the assets that I'm looking at it. If I'm gonna start seeing some nice reaction, either from here or a little bit lower, I really don't mind it. But definitely, I'm not that type of person that is gonna long from here, add to the position as a leverage. It's a one entry. You scale it on the way up. You don't scale it on the way down. That's the way how I trade. For me, DCA on leverage, it's a suicide, because she can keep going lower. So it means that, as an example, what you're gonna buy 56, you're gonna buy 53. I'm open for it to go to 47, but I will never buy three trades on the way down. It's once you see the price action, and the price will never run from you. That's a fact. I will never see an asset that it's gonna trade just like in a sudden that it just moved 100%. You will always have an opportunity to trade it. Other things that also I'm gonna cover it for you, it's gonna be Sensex. So my expectations on this one, that we might see some kind of a nice trending moves to the upper side. We can get some kind of an exposure for it. As for now, it's just this is the kind of a range that you do have it here, the kind of a consolidation that you do have it here. It's looking nice. We'll see how exactly Monday it's gonna open. I am expecting in a way or another that we might see higher levels to come in the coming few days on sex. So for me, I'm if we're gonna start, sorry guys, just allow me a second. If we're gonna start seeing some kind of a moves, we might see a move like let's say toward these highs. Maybe it's gonna cool off a little bit, consolidate a little bit. Hopefully, we're gonna start seeing it trending a little bit to upper levels. We will see on Monday and this coming week how exactly the market is gonna open because of this kind of a price action that it's still looking like a range and depends on how exactly things could happen. Yeah, this is still on the table. We're gonna figure it out by Monday if we're gonna get a little bit of a pullback before a move to the upper side or we're gonna continue from here. I don't really have an issue on trading assets in an empty space because our triggers it's too small and we don't use like let's say wide stop losses. We don't use these kind of things, but this is something that I'm gonna keep an eye on it. We do have also Palladium that we're going to be looking at it. More or less, if I'm expecting something on Palladium, I'm expecting some kind of a range to move at around these levels, maybe before one more run to the upper side and a little bit of a continuation to the upper side. So this will be also a nice opportunity to look for some kind of a trending assets to the upper side. Um, I don't have really much, like let's say on JER 30 or JER 40, whatever you are trading it, if it's CME or it's the normal one. It's looking fine for me. It's more of a range between the 23,400 and also the 24,600. It's been consolidating sideways. There is a good opportunity to see it trading to the upper side. Um, the last week we got into a short on it because the short was extremely clear. Move to the downside. We will see how exactly things it's going to start for next week. I'm not expecting really major pullbacks to come from this kind of a price action. It's still for me looking fine and looking good. This is just a range for me. So any kind of this is also, by the way how exactly we closed Friday. It's also looking good for me. We might start trading a little bit back into the upper band of the range and then move to the upper side. Daily momentum, we lost a little bit of a daily momentum, something you might get the benefits from it. I don't use EMAs. I don't use Fibonacci. I don't use EMA actually for trading. I do use it just to identify uh, momentum. So something can give you really a good exposure, like let's say to understanding the momentum. You can use the 5 and the 13 and see where exactly the price is trading. Whenever you are losing it and you close, like let's say the second candle under it, this is losing momentum. So I'm fine with it to trade a little bit to lower levels, but we might see it also basing out and start gaining momentum and start moving to the upper side. So something good to keep an eye on it and to pay attention to it. This is just something it's going to help you again to understand the momentum. I'm too good to trade, not too good as I know. I'm feeling good. I would say to trade assets that it's trending to the upper side. It moves in a beautiful way. It moves in a smooth way, especially if it's going to be a good assets that it has really a volume and it moves usually. Something that it's not moving, just be patient with it. To explain to you where exactly you are, by the way, when it's coming to the momentum on BTC, you lost momentum. You like it or not, you lost momentum. And things might take more time. So that's something just to consider. You might see also moves to the upper side and you might trade toward the median, but still BTC needs to base out in a proper way without getting into any kind of major moves. Again, I'm not bearish. I will welcome a pullback on BTC because at some stage you will be trading toward higher levels. That's the whole thing that you'll be looking at it. I'm not really buying the idea of like entering and talking about a bear market or a bull market. For me, it's just more of emotional things, and it's gonna just keep you fully distracted from the major plays. So we spoke about oil, we spoke about Sensex, we spoke about general, and we spoke about that. I think I forget also one thing. I think we forgot one thing also. Um, Same thing for a trending asset. I will also keep an eye on aluminum for the coming few days. Uh, Maybe we're going to start also a new trend on this asset. So we'll be looking just to ride waves, to the upper side. There will be some kind of a resistance here, but things it's going to start getting clear, I would say, in this coming Monday, could be next Monday. We'll see how exactly things it's going to play out. If there will be, I think, a real trend, it might start within this month, it might start just next month, but it's something, worth like keeping really an eye on it, just considering getting an exposure for it. So that's all, guys, for now. I'm trying really to diversify for you more assets for something that we can get a better exposure on it, because if there is something that there is a potential for it to start moving to the upper side, why not? We're gonna welcome it. We're gonna trade it. We wouldn't have an issue with it. Uh, we've been trading gold for quite good time. Doesn't matter if it's gonna be a daily trade or it's not gonna be a daily trade. It's gonna be a weekly trade. It was beautiful. It played beautifully without having an issue. For the guys that they are also in the free Discord, expect from me this coming week to drop for you 2 trades on gold, and just 2 trades. I really don't know the time of it. Keep an eye on it. It's going to be a daily trade. It's going to be a very easy one for you to consider it. It's considering a few pips to the upper side. You might start getting an exposure to it and see how exactly you can start running things. And if things are looking fine, and we're gonna just like look at things in a good way, then we will be um, maybe, like, let's say, dropping it a little bit more. Now, let me cover for you just a few things in regards to ETH. So ETH, you also lost, like, let's say, a major yearly level. It's looking for now like it's holding, okay? It's looking like it's holding. Um, but for me, really, there is no rush till we're gonna see how exactly things it's gonna play out. But guys, ETH needs to reclaim this level. You need to reclaim this level. Now, there is a good thing on ETH that it's looking a little bit better than BTC, uh, because this move to the downside that you dropped on this one, you already retraced, like, let's say, a big move of it. So you meditated this area actually of the drop. So it's fine, you know. But as a play, it has to come above the 4111, because that's in fact your previous year high. When you lose the previous year high, it's not really something like, let's say, good, I would say. So it's too early. Again, for the previous year, you need a monthly closing. You need, like, let's say, I would say a 2 weeks closing. For now, you are closing, as an example, the first candle that is under the previous year. My best scenario on this one, it's really to see one more drop to the downside on ETH. I would really like something like this as a play, sweep it, trade a little bit under this, then you might start getting some kind of a recovery from around these levels. I would really like something like this to play out. Come and sweep this area and this liquidity from around this level 3,200. There's a very big possibility with this kind of a formation that you put it on ETH, a reclaim and the continuation. It's very valid and very possible. Okay. ETH BTC is sitting into a major area, but when the fear hits the market, yeah, this is where exactly things it wouldn't look too good. For now, you already reclaimed major levels, and structurally, 8BTC, it's looking absolutely nice. You put a nice weekly closing candle last week. Could this start with a move to the upper side? It's something worth keeping an eye on it, because you are holding the yearly pivot level. Okay. So you're holding it. And if you are holding the yearly pivot level, there is a very big probability that you move just like and you continue to the upper side. If you started losing this, then you're gonna start seeing really a real weakness that it's showing on ETH. If you started losing this, then you will be expecting again lower levels to come. That's, by the way, a pure beautiful structure on ETH that you are not in a need to fill the wick. Why? Because you are moving in an uptrend, and this is more of a liquidity grab, and it's not a liquidation. You are still moving in a very nice uptrend, and you are coming into literally a major, beautiful, like, let's say, block, which is, it's a block of consolidation. You came back to it, so you're not in a need really to fill the wick, So that's a total different structure when you are looking at it. Liquidation candles or in a downtrend, usually the price is going to trade toward it. That's usually how it happens. When you get like, let's say, a liquidity graph and you're coming like, let's say, into, some kind of bottom of the range deviation, you can still trend to the upper side. When you start your downtrend and you leave wicks to the downside, you're going to come to fill it. Wicks to the downside, you're going to come to fill it. Same thing. Then you're going to start reversing. So this is for me, it's a wick that it's not really a must for us to come to it. Might start moving to the upper side. This is something worth keeping an eye on it with the structure that we do have it on ETH. I think ETH, it has the probability and it has the capacity to get you, like, let's say, one major moves to the upper side, ETH BTC and also ETH, before looking for some kind of major pullbacks. That's very possible. Now, speaking of the most important thing, I'm just reviewing this, which is that's why you didn't really see alts moving to the downside where it was. Here you go. So I'm gonna go on this one because this one is really more important. So for now, this is a combination between USDC, USDT, and BTC dominance. You get the move to the upper side where you get the flush on alts, but then this retraced fully. What you really don't want to see is this to start consolidating and to start reclaiming this yearly level. This is a yearly pivot level. If you start reclaiming it, and if BTC, it's going to start going down, which if BTC, it's going to start losing or hovering around the 100K, this is where you might start seeing the weakness on alts. That's something just you need to really take into consideration and to factor it. I'll make sure that this week we're going to put more effort, especially for the guys like, let's say, in the free Discord and also on YouTube. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to put for you, like, let's say, more videos at least to keep you updated. It's going to be a little bit of a tricky week. But yeah, hopefully we're going to be able to provide you with something that you get a nice exposure in it in the market. That's all from my side, guys. Wish you all the best. Enjoy your weekend, and I'm gonna catch up with you by tomorrow. Cheers. Bye bye.